Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Game Room Discourse. I'm Mike,
I'm James.
And I'm Joey.
and we're all back. We're all healthy. We're all alive. We're all feeling good.
I don't know
In
about that
debt.
last one.
Oh,
We're pretty mid right now.
Mhm.
all in debt. All slaves. We're all in slaves into the economy.
Still off about that last one.
You don't have any debt?
No, I do. I just don't have to pay it off until 2023.
Oh, well, same. But yeah,
About
or start paying it back.
Yeah.
Anyway, all jokes aside, we're all doing okay. We're all here. Let's put it that way.
We're all living, we're all at least somewhat comfortable.
Yeah, we're all yeah. So today's episode is going to be about something easy, just something that we wanted to do because fuck it, it's our podcast. We're doing just games we're personally playing right now. Games you might be playing, games you might have heard of, games you might not really care about. Games you might have never heard of, have no interest in, and can literally just skip through. But I recommend you don't because we're fun. I will be talking about the NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, N64 expansion. The two games on there I will be talking about are F-Zero X and Ocarina of Time, as well as Kirby in the Forgotten Land, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and Danganronpa. James?
currently, been playing Master Duel, Sea of Thieves, and Overwatch to get myself hyped up for Overwatch 2 beta eventually coming out.
Yeah. And I've been playing mostly like Elden Ring, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and a whole bunch of other things just quickly to, I guess, buy the time.
You also said while we were prepping that you also beat Kirby.
Oh yeah, I also beat Kirby. Yeah.
So, I think I'll go first because I think I had the most.
Go for it.
So I want to talk about the NSO experience, the N64 experience right now, um, based off of two very loved games and very important games in their respective franchises. One game being considered by many to be the most important game, one of the most important games in history. Not necessarily the best, but one of the most, important and influential games in history, which is Ocarina of Time. First thing I'm going to say, Ocarina of Time on the N64 online is dog shit. There's no other way to really say it. Nintendo has really screwed the pooch on that very important game that I was just talking so highly about. I mean, everybody's at this point seen a lot of it, seen the infamous Dark Link problems, we'll say, as well as the game just not running very well. You would think an N64 game could run like butter on a console so far advanced or in comparison to it, like the Switch, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean,
Wait to interject about the Switch just for a bit. I've seen games that run on mobile better than it has on a Switch, so we can't really say that.
that's fair. I'll give you that. But the Switch is the Switch is much better hardware than the N64. We can at least agree on that. It is much
Absolutely.
more upgraded.
Yeah.
So
You'd like
even
to
if it
hope.
was, even if it's one generation above the previous generation, which it's not, it's like 4 or 5 generations above. Even the next gen should be able to run a previous gen game better than that. This game, I would say you're better off playing the N64 game on the N64. I would venture to say that it's better than it is on this console.
I mean, you'd
Be
have
that
to find it
because
on
of
64 first.
well, yeah, but be that due to Nintendo's own incompetence or refusal to adjust things or just cutting corners, whatever it is, they really messed that up pretty bad. I know that they've had some changes. They've adjusted a couple things since its release, but it's still not great. Still disappointing. Still underwhelming. Um, I have beaten it because I love Zelda. It's still Ocarina of Time. It's not like it's a different game. It's just it doesn't run very well. It's kind of laggy. The graphics are really weird, and there's not much else I can say. Um, Except it was very disappointing. However, I have started playing. I'm not going to talk much about this one, but I have started playing Majora's Mask. Very good. Looks very good so far. Looks like they definitely learned a bit from Ocarina of Time's faults. But F-Zero is great. I know I just bashed Ocarina, and you're probably expecting me to bash F-Zero, but no, F-Zero on the Switch is phenomenal. I have nothing negative to say about it. If you've played it on the 64, you're gonna like what you play on the Switch. Um, Very good, very smooth. I like the fact that you can have save states. You don't have to, it alleviates a little bit of the difficulty. I'm not a hardcore F-Zero player. Don't come at me in the comments. Right? I'm not someone who wants to restart the entire cup because of one slip up in the middle of one race at the end. I don't really care. I want to beat it, have fun. I'm a casual player, I guess, in that regard. So, lay off. But, I like the fact that you have save states in this because it makes it easier for the casual player, in which I am. I don't know if either of you have ever played F-Zero.
Not exactly. No.
No?
No. Well, I've played the one for the SNES,
I've
but that's it.
I've seen gameplay footage, but that is the extent of my knowledge on F-Zero.
Okay. So I'll just keep going a little bit. F-Zero X, if you have played it, you know what it is. If you haven't, it's a racing game. It's, a different racing game from Mario Kart. It's not the same in any regards. A lot of people that say, well, Nintendo already has one racing game. In fact, I used to be one of those people as that's the reason why F-Zero doesn't get any games, because they already have a racing game. And now that I've played two of the games in the series, I can really confidently say they're totally different, and the only thing they have in common is that you're trying to race another person. That is it. They are night and day and everything else. Mario Kart's kind of slow and paced, and you have a lot of control, and there's a lot of items involved, and mayhem, what have you. You know, F-Zero, super fast. The whole thing is about going fast. You got to learn how to drift. Very difficult. Not a very easy game to master or play. Period. I have not beaten it. I sat down and spent about 8 hours in a row consecutively, and I beat the first 6 cups. Well, there's 3 cups. I beat the first 3, and each one has 3 difficulties. Um, Beginner, veteran, and expert. I believe off the top of my head. I don't have it open. I have not beaten any of the expert cups, but I've beaten all the easy and veteran ones. Um, and there you have to choose between different carts, similar to Mario Kart, but different attributes. You have to worry about the biggest difference. You can die in F-Zero. You can flat out explode. Like, your car can literally explode from taking too much damage. You bump into people, that takes you damage. You bump into walls, you take damage. You can heal up at the usually towards the beginning or towards the end of a course. Each lap you can heal up a little bit if you hit a certain area. But yeah, it's hard, and the AI is mean. Like, they want to kill you. They want your blood. And you never have a satisfying lead either. In fact, I don't think I've ever won a race in F-Zero where I started in first, or like I got to first and didn't lose it. I think almost every race that I've won in F-Zero, I have won at the last 10 seconds of the race, where I use the boost, where you strategically hold the boost till the end so you can boost ahead. But there's a lot more strategy involved in Mario Kart, in my opinion. Mario Kart, you really don't. There's a lot of RNG. If you get a good weapon or a good item, there's certain strategies. Some people prefer starting at the bottom so they can get the good items and go right up to the top, and then just keep it. There's certain shortcuts you can take in certain races. I know that you hardcore Mario Kart lovers are going to come and say there is strategy. There definitely is. But if you've played F-Zero, there's a lot more involved because A, there's no items, and B, the courses get significantly harder as you go up. So like Big Blue on race on beginner, it's not the same as Big Blue on expert. You know, it's just really something else. So I really, Nintendo, what the fuck? Why you not making another game? This is a great game. This is a great thing to make more of, and it's so easy. You don't have to worry about so much RNG or so many items or crap like Mario. It's literally just racing. Just make another one, get 10 million sales. There you go. Boom, easy money. Not hard. There's no story involved in F-Zero really anyway. A little bit, a little basic story. About as much story as, Mario Kart. So that's not an excuse. So come on, Nintendo. Make another F-Zero game. Let's go. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but they're not the same. And why not? Why not have a hardcore racing game and a casual racing game? Why not have one for both? It'll make you money. All right, sorry. I go off on Nintendo sometimes because they don't make sense. They have the best quality games for the most part ever. Yet their company is incompetent as like bricks. It's insane. I hate it. But anyway, that's a different topic.
It's mostly because of the business side.
I know, and it sucks.
I know, but without that, well, capitalism only runs with that, so good luck.
Capitalism is a flaw. We're not going to go down that path.
We're not gonna get political here on our gaming podcast. Thank you very much. I prefer if we didn't.
No, we'll avoid that. But overall, my NS64 Online worth the money. That's probably what everybody's going to ask. Is it worth the money? Because it's very much expensive. Considering now, if you're like me and you don't know how to emulate, or you just don't care to, or you just for whatever reason you just don't do it, whether you're a big moral high ground person like, oh, it's illegal, you shouldn't do it, or if you're just like me and you're just like, I don't care to learn to do it. If someone isn't doing it for me, then I don't really care. I wouldn't have a problem doing it if somebody had one for me. But as someone who could only really play those games on an N64, is it worth the money? Yeah. I know my colleagues here will probably disagree with me because I disagreed with what I'm about to say about when we did our Nintendo podcast. But now 6 months later, or however long it's been, 4 months, whatever. There's a lot of good games on here that you really, really don't have much access to, and it's only going to get bigger, and hopefully better, hopefully. But at the very least, all the games are here. I know I shit on Ocarina's quality in regard to this, but it's still Ocarina of Time. It's still the same game. It's just nitpicking stuff that I, as a gamer, notice and dislike that it's not better. But it's still, if you don't care for graphics, or if you're fine with a little lag, if that doesn't bother you, it's Ocarina of Time. It is what it is, the same game. So, and I'm sure that's the same for a lot of them. But then you get some like F-Zero where it's better than, in my opinion, better than the N64 version. So, worth it? Yeah, I would say it is. I think that opinion is flimsy and subject to change depending on, in another 4 months, I could be completely on the opposite side. If they haven't upgraded anything, changed anything, or they refuse to add better games or more games and all, yeah, it could change. But with the way things look now and the fact that they're still adding games consistently, I would say the NSO expansion at this current moment in time, as of 10:23 p.m. on April 9th, I would say is worth it. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions. I kind of want to hear my two co-hosts' opinions. So I'm going to take a drink.
I can disagree with you in real time.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
go for it. Because I want to take a drink, so I want to hear your guys' opinions on what I just said.
I mean, the way that you're talking about it, it's going to be worth it eventually. That's what people said with the NES and SNES thing, and they could still add plenty more games. They're just not. They like almost completely stopped, and the games that they're adding are like no one's ever heard of them.
That's because most. Okay, I think I actually was talking to James about this beforehand. I was like, the SNES and NES Online have so many games on them. They have most of the games that you would want on the system already. Like I can't think of one that's not there that should be, except for maybe Chrono Trigger.
Well, there's one.
But like that's it. That's the only one I can think of.
Well, that's
And
because that's the only thing that you can think of. What about millions of other people who have their favorite
well,
SNES games?
I'm giving you the platform. Go. That was my
Exactly.
segue. I'm giving you the platform.
Yeah, there's millions of other. Well, there are so many SNES games that people consider classics that just aren't on the service. And then there's the whole other aspect of, yeah, NSO has a lot of different features, and so does the NES. But if you have a competent PC and a competent internet, you can get those things for free.
Yeah, I was just gonna go
Emulation.
into emulation.
Yeah.
For me, when it comes to like classic games, I
Hold
want
on,
to
I just
visit
want to say one
three.
thing. Hold on, I just want to say one thing. For all of you knowing, both of my two colleagues here, my two good friends, I knew they would have a different opinion because they both are versed in emulation, specifically Joey. So
Yes.
they, I
Yeah,
know, are going to talk about this
I mean,
So go on,
Nintendo
James.
emulation. Emulation is just like the easiest form of emulation out of all like the freaking companies,
And
and
honestly,
also they're the most
I'd say
available.
it's ethically good to emulate Nintendo games because of how crappy
Especially
their
since they make
services
it
are.
unavailable basically for
Exactly.
most of the time or for a limited time. But
They
also
shut
the
down
main point they're also gonna make.
they're gonna shut down the Wii U and 3DS shops
Yeah.
despite the fact that it's literally just a generation behind.
Yep.
PlayStation hasn't they were going
Yep.
to shut down the PS3, but after they listened to people, they were just like, wait, people still want to play these games. And that's 2 generations ago. They're
Yep.
still holding it up.
I don't
The
understand
thing,
that move. I think it's foolish. There's
the
no
thing
reason to do
is,
it.
when it comes to like classic games or older games, I unless like I actually know them, I'm sometimes just going to only want to play them like when I'm in the mood, like once in a blue moon. I
Exactly.
mean, I love Pokemon Fire Red and the original Pokemon Diamond Platinum Pearl, but I'm only going to play that like once a year, and I'm only going to want to do that. I would, if I were to buy that service, I would only want like an old one NES game from there, or
Yeah.
one
Fair.
And,
N64 game from there, and I don't
and
think I would justify it since I would only play that like 1 month out of like the year,
that's how I feel.
maybe if.
Like I have the Nintendo Online service. I do it because I actually want to play online with friends,
But yeah, that's the other thing.
despite the fact that the Smash connection is pretty
Dog
bad.
shit.
Yeah, it's dog shit. Like their
The
online
netcode for
is
Nintendo's
basically
pretty
worse than
bad.
it was on the Wii U era, and the Wii U
It's
era was
essentially
free.
imagine trying to play Smash on a toaster.
Exactly.
Even
And
with Ethernet, it's kind of bad. It's upsetting.
it's still kind of bad with Ethernet. You're basically just you want to play Smash online and have a good connection. Don't use the Switch. Don't use the online servers. Play on an emulator and use Parsec. That's literally the best connection that you can have.
Yeah. All right, we're a little off topic with that.
Okay, I was gonna say I have the NES online and the SNES online. I never like I opened it once to see what the
Oh,
offers
I played
were.
the shit out of those games.
I
I've played them
don't.
so many.
I
I've played
don't.
I've played Zelda, Zelda 2, Link to the Past. I've played um all the DKCs. I love them, but that's the difference between us.
Yeah, I find NES games super archaic. Like if there's not any extrinsic value, like I bought the Castlevania Anniversary Collection
Yeah, oh
because
dude, I've beaten all of them. They're so good.
guess what? I bought it on Steam because I know that I would go for the achievements. And
Yeah.
most of the achievements are, "Oh, beat the game." Like I've played Castlevania tons of times,
It's
but
so
I've
good.
only ever gotten through the first level because I was just like, this just isn't fun. It's archaic and bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Wow.
It is
I
pretty
feel
hard, and
that
it's
way about I
understandable.
feel that way about Contra. I love Contra, but I can't ever like also Contra's just
Yeah, I also have the Contra collection, and
I do too. I regret buying it because I haven't opened it because I know I'll get mad. Um, but I've also beaten all the. I'm not going to tout my own horn, but I'm pretty proud of this one. And you guys will know as soon as I say why I'm proud of it. I've beaten all of the Ninja Gaidens on the NES. Like,
You're pretty.
that's hard, dude. You ever played Ninja Gaiden? That shit's brutal.
I have played Ninja Gaiden when I was younger, and
God
it was
damn.
not fun. It was not
It's
an experience I found enjoyable.
honestly, I actually
uh,
find them fun because
I
of the wall
love it.
jumping.
I think you would find. I think I'd find them fun now. I just didn't find them fun when I was younger.
But yeah, I beat all like so. I guess you and I have different. You guys and I have different values in the older games, which
Hey,
is fair. That definitely plays into your opinion. But that's why I wanted to ask if you guys
hey,
agreed or disagreed.
so I would like to play the Ninja Gaiden games. You know which Ninja Gaiden games are on the NES Online service? None of
Yeah.
them. None of them are on the NES Online service.
Wait, what?
None of them are.
They did they remove them,
Were they ever
or is,
on?
or is it the SNES one? Maybe. Was I just did I just misspeak and was on the wrong console?
Possible.
Because I oh, wait a minute. I
Okay, because I looked up like Ninja Gaiden NES Online, and I'm only finding emulator stuff.
I'll tell you right now. I just opened my Switch. All right, we're gonna take a minor. We're not gonna pause the episode, but we're gonna take a minor content break while we look this up.
I mean, I
Is
could
this?
go with my topic and we could
No,
continue
no,
with
no.
that
This is
thing.
important.
Of course it is.
Okay, Ninja Gaiden 1 is on it. That's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
What about the other ones?
The other ones are the any Ninja Gaiden Sigma, those ones that came out in that collection. Not on the. That's not on this. That's not on the NES. There was just a. I was just stating. For like whatever.
Because there's Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3, but only the first one.
Yeah, only the first one's on the online, which I guess I should have just said that. But you know, I wanted to brag about beating the other ones as well because proud of it.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I
Sorry.
beat Ninja Gaiden. It's hard. I'm happy. Let me have this moment.
I would love it if there
taking
was.
that moment away from me.
Yeah, I can only find like an urge to play games if there's extrinsic value, like achievements or whatever.
I mean,
Because
feel it.
I found Elden Ring intrinsically fun until I beat the game a couple times, got all the achievements, and I'm just like,
You've beaten it a couple times.
yes,
He spent a lot of time just on Elden Ring for a
Jesus.
bit.
yeah, I've spent more than 90 hours on it
Why?
because it's really
Because it
good.
was really good. It's really good.
Fair enough.
You've never had a game where you're just like, oh shit, I just want to keep on playing it. It just sucks you
Wait,
in. You play 12 hours a day,
you
sometimes
didn't
more.
like Earthbound?
No, not really.
Oh, that's right. You and I had a big argument about that a while back. You don't like Earthbound, and I love it.
I do remember that actually too.
I remember that argument. I don't
I
think
ju-
that was on the podcast, was it?
No,
I-
that was a while ago. That
I
was actually
tried to get as far as I
oh,
could. I got to like the
No, you didn't try hard enough.
bruh.
motherfucker.
Bruh.
I will go in
Bruh.
on. We will do this again.
Bruh.
If I have to get halfway through the game to enjoy Earthbound, that's not worth it.
What you don't like about Earthbound doesn't make any sense. The beginning is the good part.
No, it's slow, it's tedious.
That's because it's an RPG.
Okay,
A
then I guess I just
turn-based
don't like
basic
RPGs. Despite the
Yeah,
fact
but
that I've enjoyed other RPGs.
yeah, exactly.
he just doesn't like that RPG. It's just probably not for him.
It's also different. It's like it's dark and it's got a lot of undertones in it. I love it.
It was dark and it has a lot of undertones for its time. Nowadays, if you want something that's really dark, you can
Well,
find
okay.
a lot darker things.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, maybe
you
I
know.
feel like we're getting off topic here.
All
I
right,
think
all
we
right,
should
all right.
talk about-
Yeah.
Well,
I-
for Christmas week, we'll have the Great Earthbound debate next.
Wow. Oh wow. I'll need to emulate Earthbound for this one. Okay then. But I
No,
mean,
I'm on the NS. I'm on the NES system real quick, and I'm just like other games that I love, like Kid Icarus, Punch Out, the original Mario, Star Tropics, like Kirby's. Like there's just so much Metroid. Like there's just so much on there that it's just so convenient to have it there for what, like $10, $20 a year, or whatever it is.
Oh hey,
It's
it's so
But I
convenient
might
to have
only
it all
play
in
one
one
of those.
service that I also get for free.
all right,
The
yeah,
thing
but
is, like,
I
I
don't
would only
emulate.
play one of those games a year.
Yeah, that's where we differ. So that's why we have differing opinions, which is great. It makes for great content and a great conversation. All right,
Okay.
James, you're ready. You're up. You're up. You want to go?
Yeah, I'll talk about Master Duel because I want this to be early so people can actually hear it.
Master Duel is what, by the way?
The new Yu-Gi-Oh! Online platform that you can go onto. It is free to play. It is available on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Switch, and on mobile. Uh, it is crossplay between all of those, and honestly, it's pretty fun. It teaches you all the mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! Better than any person talking to me about it has.
Better than the show.
Better than the show, obviously. It walks you step by step through stuff that you may have not known, starting all the way back from like back when Dark Magician was introduced, all the way to the new stuff of like freaking Links and Pendulum. Before this, I didn't understand either Link or Pendulum, and a little bit of Synchro confused me, but it walked me step by step of what each of them were. Um, it's very accessible in the sense of like I didn't put a single dime into this game, and I'm able to get into the highest ranks. I think it's really nice. You can basically do whatever you want, build a cool enough deck in any other way, like in any way that you want to. And one of the, I mean, you can play with people all around the world, of course. Eh, but not that bad lag. I do have to say it doesn't run that well on Switch, from a couple of friends that have told me. But I've played it on mobile and it's ran
Of course, it
perfectly
doesn't run well
fine.
on Switch. What
It
does?
never runs. Exactly. A card game on Switch doesn't run well. Meanwhile, I can play it on
It's
my freaking
amazing.
phone and it works well. It works extremely well. Look at that. My phone is
I
better is
I know.
better mobile console than a
It's
fucking
it's
Because
Switch.
amazing
guess
how they
what?
just
The
mess it
Switch
up.
isn't as powerful as the phone
It's
that you have
not.
in your pocket.
It's probably more powerful than mine because everybody knows I have an old ass phone. But
I have an
like
iPhone
No, it's
8. I
probably
don't know.
equally as powerful as yours.
maybe
Because yeah, the Switch is as powerful as like a 2011 phone.
no, mine would theoretically be more powerful.
Exactly.
Anyway, you can get a lot of decks for free. One deck for each kind of format, aka also each kind of like type of summoning
Ooh.
fusion. Uh, hmm?
Hell?
You gonna say fusion, X Xyz, synchro, pendulum, ritual. It walks you through everything, and there's a good amount of deck building. We're still missing out on some cards. It isn't fully caught up with cards currently released, but it is doing quite well. The system in it, like the progression system, as well as the crafting system for cards, works really well. It really benefits the player. It's better than every other like Yu-Gi-Oh online system for a while now, where it was very grindy and like you basically had to put money in order to like actually get what you want. But I
Okay.
can easily get any copy of any card that I want that's in the game pretty easily.
Can I ask a question as a Yu-Gi-Oh anime fan? And when I was a
Go
kid, I
for it.
did like the cards.
Yeah, go for it. Go
Um.
for it.
So what are like? Is there cards that are banned, or is every card available, or there are certain rule sets that you can play against? Like, how does it all? How does it work?
Okay, for currently right now, the Master Duel is using a kind of outdated version of the OCG rules. Some cards are banned completely. Like you can't use Pot of Greed because it's overpowered.
Yeah.
Allowing you to draw two cards for basically no cost is not allowed. And there's of course other cards that you can't use, but there's also things that are limited. And some cards aren't as powerful as they used to be,
Hmm.
mostly due to a little bit of power creep, but also because like there are new cards that come out and they do new things, which can get around some of the very powerful cards that used to be. I mean, Exodia is still pretty strong, especially if you make an entire deck based on just trying to draw Exodia.
How many Exodias would you need for that kind of a deck?
You only need one.
Are you allowed to have multiple Exodias in a deck, or is it just kind of
No.
pointless?
All of those are limited to one. All parts of Exodia are limited to one.
Interesting.
And there are many decks that can easily draw Exodia turn one and let you win.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say easily. You have to do a right combination, have the right amount of luck, and draw the right cards in order to do it, but you can do it.
You can do it. You heard it here first, folks.
And also, Dark Magician decks and, Blue Eyes White Dragon decks are still, usable today. You could still get into, like, some of the higher ranks with those cards. There's a lot of support for older cards because they are popular, and you most likely will find something that can help some older cards that you liked before.
Uh huh. All
I
right,
mean,
that's
like,
interesting.
yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, there's no cost to you. It's literally free to play, and you can download it on anything. So, I mean, as long as it has an internet connection, you can download Master Duel on it. And if
Hmm.
you don't like it, you can uninstall it.
I love things that have no consequence to my wallet.
Exactly. I mean, of course, you
Always a
can
great
put money
feeling.
in towards it. You can put money
Is it?
into it
Is it?
if you
Is
want.
there a pay to win? Is there any
It's
pay
not
to win
really.
availability?
I mean, you can buy card packs basically,
So it's
but
a
at
pay
that
to
point, it's
gamble
just
system.
gotcha. Yes,
Okay.
it's a pay to gamble system, but there's also a crafting system which you can craft any card you want, and you can get materials like you can dismantle cards you don't want to make other cards that you want. So
Can I
it
just
really
say
doesn't matter.
you just made Yu-Gi-Oh the card game sound like Minecraft, and I love it.
Think of it like you can. There's basically higher ranks of materials of like there's cards that are not rare, rare, super rare, and ultra rare, and those are like how available they are in packs. You can
Mhm.
dismantle one of them. Like say you want to make an ultra rare card, like a freaking Dark Magician. You can dismantle like 3 ultra rare cards you don't care about at all, and you can craft a Dark Magician.
Mhm. Okay.
And of course, like that will happen all the time. Like the more you play, the more like card packs you can get, draw more cards,
Right.
dismantle them, more material, stuff like that. Also, they have events too, as well as a progression system that gets you that kind of stuff anyway on a daily basis. So you
Interesting.
don't have to like worry about putting money into it because you eventually will get that. You will get stuff that will allow you to draw more cards, as well as craft new cards.
Hmm.
I'd say it's now the most accessible way to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, yeah, it's on everything.
It's on everything. It's free. Crossplay. You can play around the world with anyone you want to talk to. Play freaking.
Exactly.
It's really
Basically,
nice.
every game should have crossplay nowadays, but most don't.
There's
Yep.
crossplay freedom. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Welcome to the life of a Nintendo phone. No crossplay.
Yep.
And again, I
All
haven't
right.
put a single dime into this, and I've been top ranked, so it doesn't. You don't have to worry about like ranking system too much. Anything you guys
I'm
want to
gonna
talk about,
interrupt you
like
again.
Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, I was gonna say anything you guys want to say about Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't say is it worth it or not because you can literally just try it for a bit and just you don't have to worry about cost. It's literally free. Uh, but anything you guys want to input on what I said or how you feel
Yu-Gi-Oh!
about it?
I mean, the fact that there's a modern way to do all the things you just said about something that's from the '90s is great. I love it. I mean, it's Pokemon. It's the same kind of like theory about Pokemon, like how it's still surviving, still going strong, and I love it.
You're you're
Oh,
you're a little bit low there, Mike.
oh well, that's because my phone fell. Hello, is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Slightly. Yeah.
Okay. Hunga gunga gunga. All right. Um, I don't really have anything to add, to be honest with you.
Okay, fair enough. Joey, any input?
I enjoyed playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like when I was in middle school. Other than that, I kind of don't really find any interest in like the fusion summons, cross summon, whatever they are.
Valid. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It did
It's
seem to look. It did seem to get a little convoluted.
yeah. Plus
Yeah.
I find myself not really going for any PvP type things. So if I did play Master Duel, I would kind of just play against CPUs,
I mean,
and
there's a
that's
lot of
not really that fun.
there's a lot of solo content for this too. And
Okay.
they also, I didn't talk about the solo ones because I mean, normally that's not what people are interested in. But they did add a new interesting solo gate where you get to play like decks of the past, like you get to reenact duels from the anime, which was really nice.
I can't wait to unlock my Exodia.
I mean, you can. That's literally one of the things you could do.
Joey, you want to talk about one of yours?
Well, want to talk about what?
One of your gums?
Um, I guess I could talk about Kirby.
No.
I mean, you can both talk about Kirby.
I guess I can
No.
talk about Kirby. No.
He's doing that to piss me off.
No, I don't think he's doing it to piss you off.
He
I just
didn't
think you
even
can
name Kirby in his games. I had to bring it up.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just you can both talk
Kirby's
about
the
it
one
right
that I want to
now.
talk about the most.
Then you
Okay,
can both talk
fine.
about it right now. You can. It's gonna be a good back and forth between both of you. You don't have to like
There won't
have
be
him
any back and forth. We both liked the game.
yeah, not back and forth, but both of you take turns saying what you like about the game.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll talk about Souls-like games.
I
See, like that now you've made him. Now you made him a little bit upset. You see that?
I don't care.
Wow.
Oof.
I know you don't mean that, but it still hurts to hear. I know you don't mean that, but it still
Of
hurts to
course I
hear.
don't mean it. It's a joke, but still, the force that I said it with was funny.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, go on.
Okay, yeah, ever since I got into Elden Ring, something finally clicked. Like, I've been trying to get into Bloodborne, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 through 3, and it just was nothing clicked. Nothing ever happened. And then I got to Elden Ring and I'm like, "Oh shit, I finally get it now." And so I'm going back to each one. And Dark Souls 2, it's fun. Dark Souls 3, it's fun. Dark Souls 1, it's archaic, but still kind of fun.
I was
Demon
wondering
Souls,
where this was going.
Demon Souls, I'm gonna have to get back with you on that. It's the oldest
Yeah.
one, so it's got the most problems. Sekiro is really fun. Bloodborne, really
Sekiro
weird.
sucks.
What, you don't like Bloodborne?
No, Bloodborne's amazing. I said Sekiro sucks.
Wow.
That's a you problem.
Too
That
easy.
sounds like
It was not. It was not hard. I don't understand a lot of people's issues with it. The story was lackluster. I did
Most
not enjoy.
Okay, most of the time with Souls game, you either play it without caring about the story, or the lore is so deep and
it's
like
it's
There
literally in
wasn't
every part of
anything.
no,
There was
it's
no lore.
okay. Look up a lore video and you'll see how much you missed because there's like a whole bunch of lore. There's all these tiny bits of lore scattered around the world that you have to find.
Okay,
there's a
I'll
bit
look
of
up a
lore in
video.
everyone. Like there's lore in just a freaking piece. There's like one piece of item that you found. Like this used toilet paper is fucking from the ass cheeks of fucking
The
the
gods.
yeah, exactly.
All
This
right,
is used
fine.
by the commoners to actually obtain demigodhood. In which case, you,
All right, go on. I disliked the game. You won't change my mind.
Damn, that's how I
watch
feel with Arceus.
I'll watch. I
wow.
wa-
Ooh, ooh.
struck a chord. See, I struck a chord with that one.
Wow, who'd have guessed?
I, I'll watch the video and I'll get back to you on it after the podcast.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, that's as much as you'll get. Go.
Uh, okay. Well, if you found Sekiro a bit easier, you might want to try with something else. Like I'd say Sekiro is the most battle oriented, where you have to constantly be reacting to the enemy stuff. If you're good at reacting, that's fine. With all the other Souls games, you have to have like positioning and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, the other ones, a lot of other Souls games, it takes like planning and like patience and skill as well, and like
Hmm.
recognizing patterns and whatnot.
Yeah,
Uh,
Sekiro takes skill, but that's kind of it. Every single
yeah.
other game takes more than that.
I mean, I would say even Elden Ring goes even a bit further of like exploration and curiosity is
Exactly.
a main thing that you also gotta have for the game, as it is quite literally something that can help you out in dire circumstances.
Hmm.
I mean, like for Elden Ring, I mean, I've taken a break for a bit just to like ease up because I spent a lot of time on it, and it was the only thing I was playing for a bit.
Yeah, there's only so much of Elden Ring that you can play. I learned that the hard way.
I haven't
Uh,
touched it
uh,
yet, but I really want to. I
it's
just
not that
need
there
to get
isn't so
time.
much. I just need to like there was a lot I went through. Again, I said before, and when we did the Elden Ring podcast, I said that I was making sure to explore every bit of it, and I think I overloaded myself a bit and did basically so much that I'm just like, okay, I need to take a break. That's too much.
Yeah, I did the same, but when I was overloaded, I was just like, okay, I don't want to find things on my own. I'll just look up where secrets are, and that'll probably bring me more motivation to explore. And it did.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Yes. And it led me to one of my favorite but also least favorite bosses, because oh boy. It's an amazing boss except for one move. I know I talked about it with James, but
Which one was it?
uh Melania, I don't know if you ever got to her.
Mania. I don't.
Okay, you didn't get to her because if you heard Melania, you would have finished the sentence by saying Blade of Mikola. It's that much
I just put the.
trauma.
Light of Mikola.
Yes. It's quite the
No, I haven't
English
faced her.
yeah.
Just looked
Um
up an image of her, and I was like, no. But I have seen her on the art and cover art. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, this
she's
seems
on
to
the
be a
art
pain.
cover art, she's on in the trailers. The only thing is getting to her is a pain and beating her is also a pain.
So I was just like, oh yeah, that's one of the demigods, ain't it? So
Mhm.
hmm.
Thing is, you don't even need to fight all the demigods. It seems
No, you
like you
don't.
do, but to beat the game, you kind of
It's
just
not
need to
required,
like,
but you
yeah,
just beat. Well, you really only need to
It's
beat.
a good. Yeah, I've
You
heard.
need two. You need two pieces of the Elden Ring, and then you can just fuck off to the end and fight the boss. I can't say
Because
his name, but I actually got to there.
isn't the whole thing about Elden Ring like you can't quote unquote die because your like death has been eliminated or something along that line?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually part of the lore. Death has been eliminated, and faith has
People
been
suffer
like
so much because
the
they
literal
can't
gods
die.
are walking amongst you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically didn't listen to the story at all while I played it, and then
Oh, I actually did.
I kind of just got the story through osmosis, and then I played a little bit more listening to it, and then I watched a lore video that just came out, and everything just clicked, and it is so satisfying.
I really, honestly, my favorite character in it is Radon. Uh, Pretty awesome.
Oh
One
yeah,
of the
definitely.
bosses you fight.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure people know about him. Also, his boss fight is pretty fun. Uh, his lore is also amazing. The man literally didn't couldn't part with his freaking small horse, so he fucking learned gravity magic so that way he would be freaking lighter on his horse. And
Yeah.
also, he was so strong that he literally held back shooting fucking stars.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And that means he's fighting you at like half strength too, because he's literally holding back the stars while he's fighting you.
So yeah, Mike, I was gonna ask you which consoles do you have, because it's only available on 3. Because do you have a PS4?
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth.
What?
Do
Do
you
you
have
have
a
an
You
Xbox?
know.
PC?
You
Do you
know.
have a
Did you
PC?
just ask me if I had an Xbox?
Yes.
I didn't ask you if you had an Xbox. I just wanted
I
to
asked
know
you
if
if
you
you
had
had
a
an Xbox.
PC.
Yes, Mike.
Maybe you got an Xbox recently. Who fucking knows?
Yeah. It's been a while.
I do not.
Remember, he doesn't like Xbox, dude.
Yeah, I know. I remembered. I'm still gonna ask
Maybe
him the
that
question.
changed in maybe
I
that
do
changed
not.
in 3 weeks.
I
Maybe
do.
that opinion changed in 3 weeks.
I do
Who
not
knows?
have a PS4, but I am getting one in the near future because I want to play a lot of games. Um, and I do not have a Sega Genesis because I think that they're old and outdated, and I can just use the online.
You can emulate
So I
on the
also
internet.
have a PC and a computer. Um,
I would say that your PC is probably not powerful enough. Unless if you know what, you play Switch games, your PC could probably run it on a decent frame rate for you.
yeah, I don't.
Wow, that was
Frame
some
rate does not.
unnecessary shade.
I know that was shade, but like he's not wrong. I don't. Frame rate has never been a big deal to me. I know I shit on Ocarina for not having it, but that's because of that game being so old that it should just be fine. Like it shouldn't. There shouldn't be any reason for that.
No,
And you know,
I wasn't throwing any shade. I was just saying like, oh, some people are used to different frame rates.
and I don't. Frame rate doesn't really bother me as long as it runs. For the most part, it doesn't really matter to me. If it's not
Exactly.
physically freezing in the middle of gameplay, then I'm fine.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you know, but
Yeah, Joe.
I
Anything else you want to just go for it?
what happened?
I was gonna say, Joe. Anything else? You continue on what you were saying about the Souls games, Elden
Oh,
Ring.
right. I was playing Dark Souls 2, and it is really weird. Like, the things that I like about the game are how blazing fast you can go up the stairs or the ladders, and how if you know which way to go, there are so many different paths. There's like an easy path beginning, then a medium, then a hard, then an impossible path. And it's like open world but still linear, but still kind of open world. It's basically a whole
Yeah,
bunch of branching paths.
paths,
Yeah.
several paths with Souls ones.
Yeah, where Dark Souls 3
It-
is a lot more linear, but it's
yeah,
still got the branching paths. And oh my goodness, some of the bosses are just so much fun. Like
yeah.
Champion Gundyr, the Dancer, and I still have yet to get to
Dog
the
with sword, man. Dog with sword.
I haven't I haven't fought the dog with sword yet. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Isn't that only in Dark Souls 1?
They have references in like every Souls game after that. I'm gonna be honest.
But
I
are the
mean, it's even in
references
Elden
actual
Ring.
boss? Yeah, I know. Wait, there's a dog with
Plus,
a
they like to
sword?
bring patches everywhere. Yeah, in Elden Ring, like it's a small, like it's. I mean, it was a boss to turn into a mini boss until like it's just a common enemy in the world. It's more of just like on its arm, kind of now, but it's still a dog with. Actually, no, there is a boss with that's a dog with a sword. Like for freaking for the freaking god. Before you fight one of like the demigods, one of the ring bearers, that's
Oh,
got the shard bearers.
Radagon.
Yes, exactly. Dog with sword, right there.
It's a dog with
And
a summon sword. It's different.
no, it
Is it
is.
though?
Yes,
It's
because the sword
just
is
dog with
summoned.
summon sword. It's a summon sword, but he fights like really like that one in some cases. It's a good reference, and I like it.
He's a good
But
boy.
anyway, he's a good boy with a sharp boy.
Yes, but I think in Dark Souls Remastered I got to the Capra Demon or whatever it is, and then I started going down further, and yeah, I just couldn't. And then with Demon Souls, I fought the big clump of things with shields, and that's about it. Bloodborne, I got past Gascon. Sekiro, where did I leave off on? I think I fought like Genshiro or whatever, something like that. But yeah, I've been having quite some fun with all the bosses and all the Souls games.
Good.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, if you like a good challenge and also
I've beaten Dark Souls 3. I never played the first one. I don't think I've played the second one either.
they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice,
They
honestly.
are pretty good.
Yeah. Once you get into one, like if you find yourself having trouble with a couple of them, if you get one that clicks, then it should be the rest of them click as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them. They're good. I like Bloodborne. All right. So, you guys want to take a quick break, and then we'll go around again?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
For how long?
Right back.
we'll be right back after these messages. These messages being complete silence. See ya.
Because we are not sponsored. See,
Yeah.
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 See ya.
Hello and welcome back to the Gameroom Discourse podcast. Where we
James,
just
you
had a break.
fucking.
No, it's fine.
Don't
It's
worry about
fine.
it,
I
baby.
covered for him. It's fine.
I was gonna say I just don't worry about it. Doesn't matter.
Don't worry
What?
about
What is
this.
this? What is this? Like podcast number what? And we're still not in sync about this shit?
Well, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Doesn't
Do
matter.
you know how many hiatuses we've been through?
I haven't been
Pick
through
who
any
you
high.
want.
Really high.
Multiple.
Well,
Pick
one.
who you want for
Multiple.
the 3 available characters.
Oh well.
Pick who you want.
Okay. So I'm gonna start because I'm the only one with a game left.
No, I got a game. You go.
Oh, you got one? All right.
I got
Um,
2.
I'm gonna go to the game that is currently my favorite game of the year. I know we're only in April, but currently my favorite game of the year. And since Breath of the Wild was delayed till spring, it'll probably be my favorite game of the year. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Where to begin before Joey cuts me off?
Don't worry, I'll let you
I
speak.
I love Legends Arceus. It's the first game that really gave me a reason to catch every Pokemon. First game that really gave me a reason to use many different Pokemon. First game that I felt like I was getting what I wanted. I loved this game through and through, except for the Enamorous fight, which can go fuck itself. Um, that's really the only thing that I didn't like about the entirety of the game. Everything from the catching ability, from being able to sneak up behind every kind of Pokemon and catch them, except for the noble ones. It is harder to sneak up on the alpha Pokemon, but they're alpha Pokemon, so it's supposed to be harder. But you can do it. You can sneak up behind them and catch them. You don't have to battle anything except for the nobles and the trainers, of course. But it's so good. You get to choose whatever you want to do. I love it so much. The music is phenomenal. The graphics looks gorgeous. It runs pretty good. A little bit of lag here and there, but that's to be expected with Switch at this point. It it is exactly what I wanted in a Pokemon game. It is the first game in Pokemon's mainline games or games that aren't really obscure spin-offs like Mystery Dungeon or Ranger. Like the first game that follows Pokemon in that kind of way. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
First game that I really love the most. Like the first game that is what I want from Pokemon. This is what I've been wanting from Pokemon since I played Ruby. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Ruby. Since I played Ruby, this has been what I've been wanting from a Pokemon game. Just openness, being able to go and catch Pokemon when I want, how I want, and just giving me a reason to use a bunch of different Pokemon. And it's so much fun, and the story's pretty good. I love it. It's cool. It's neat. I like the ancestors. I like how a lot of the characters you could just tell who their ancestors are, and you know, I like the thought that like Pearl and Diamond were just originally clans, and that's how the names of the games came. Wow, names of the games came. That's a good rhyme. But that's like, I like how Volo is Giratina's owner, and that he's like, he's like Cynthia, I believe. I believe he's or no, the mistress. The what's her name?
I don't know.
The you know what I'm talking about. The lady in black who helps you get all the stuff, the red chain, the secret hideaway.
I
That
don't
lady.
remember.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? You just don't remember her name.
Somewhat, yeah. I kind of just forgot everything about Legends Arceus after Elden
Unfortunate.
Ring came out.
Unfortunate. But anyway,
Fair.
No, fortunately.
shut up.
Wow.
Fans,
Wow.
shut the fuck up. Fans will know what I'm talking about. She's the lady that Bolo worships in a really weird way, in a sense. And so I loved her. I like how she's essentially Cynthia. Um, I love that the general is Cyrus. There's just so many connections, and it's so great. I love the professor and his little British goofiness. I love the Pokemon they chose. I love the style of battling. I love being able to pick and choose like a stronger attack or like a lighter attack, but getting 2 turns. There's a lot of extra strategy involved. Yeah, it's not the hardest game. It's not super difficult, but there are some areas that gave me genuine trouble. Like the Giratina battle was very hard. I know that's obviously the hardest battle in the game, but it was genuinely difficult. Benny also gave me a bit of trouble. The Benny battle a little bit before that. Um, what else gave me some trouble? I also didn't have too much trouble because I spent the first 30 hours of the game that I played or whatever, 20 hours, whatever, just literally just playing or literally just walking around and exploring everything. I didn't do like Cleavor until my Pokemon were level like 30s because I just explained everything. And it was, hold on. My mom's texting me and I can't talk and text at the same time because it's distracting and I'm losing my thoughts. Give me 1 second.
I mean, Joey can share his thoughts on the game while
No,
you do
because
that.
I'm not done and Joey's going to piss me off.
Yeah, that's fair. How did you know? So yeah, just need to.
All right.
I
Anyway,
mean, I
back to
personally
this.
haven't
Sorry.
played Arceus. It looks
Arceus,
fun. I've seen
it's so
gameplay
good.
footage of it. I've seen
Back to
how the Pokemon interact. Nice.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love the Pokemon interactions. I love that you can feed them, you can teach them. I like the mud balls. I think that's cute. I like how I dislike the aggro for some of them. I don't think that makes sense. I think they should have taken the Pokemon's personalities a little more into consideration when making aggro or non-aggro Pokemon.
Exactly. Why does Psyduck aggro you?
I don't know. I feel like if they wanted to have each Pokemon have a way of making you not be able to catch them in a sneak way if you get caught, like you should have it like flee, like Pokemon run away, or they attack you. I feel like it should be one or the other. As like if you get caught, kind of like a consequence. Like I feel like that's what it should have been. But it's their first time doing something like this, so I'm willing to give them leeway. And it wasn't a game breaker for me like it is for some people.
Yes.
And it wasn't that big of a deal because I personally didn't really struggle too much with it. I guess I was just better than you, Joe.
Wow.
Damn.
I mean, I'm gonna throw my shade.
I guess you can just go through bad game
shut up.
design better than I can do.
I'm gonna go for my shade while I can with my platform.
I guess you can put up with archaic design more than I can do, and that's very brave of you.
It is called Arceus.
Wow.
But
Back to the topic. Yeah.
I
Do you think it's worth it, Mike? Do you think it's a good game to play
oh
that
easy,
people should buy?
definitely. And I think that the sales numbers side with me more than Joey.
Battlefront 2 was a popular game.
I mean, it's probably bad now, but I mean, like, it was probably good for a time.
No,
I
he's
didn't.
he's saying it because it's an old game.
No, Star Wars Battlefront 2. The
Oh,
Okay,
EA
okay, I
one.
understand. I know which one you're talking. Yeah, I know which one you're talking.
I stand by my opinion.
Understandable, and you should have a right to your opinion.
Oh, should I start to explain why I don't like Arceus?
Oh no, real quick.
You can talk about
You
it.
would say Elden Ring is far better than Legends Arceus. I'm not saying they're very comparable, but you would just say it
Far
as a game.
better than Legends Arceus?
Yeah.
It's a better
Absolutely.
open world game, in your opinion.
So
100%.
Legends Arceus has almost tripled the sales of Elden Ring.
Are you sure about that?
Arceus has been around longer, so to
Not
be
much
fair,
longer. Only maybe a month,
no,
maybe a month and a half.
No,
that's a
longer.
lot of time.
When did Elden Ring come out?
Like, oh, I don't remember when it came out.
Like last month, whereas Arceus came out February.
Yeah, so a month and a half. It's April, Joey. Beginning of April.
I mean, also Arceus is more of like to a different genre than
Yeah,
Elden
but
Ring is.
you know,
Yeah.
Audiences that it
Arceus has
applies
sold Arceus sold 645,000 units in its second month alone. Elden Ring sold 279,000.
Also, I would say that just because people buy a game doesn't mean they enjoy it.
True. That's a valid statement. But it only gets that many sales if people keep telling people that it's good.
Well, people have been telling the same thing.
No, it gets that many sales.
If people are interested in it, are willing to pay.
Exactly. No matter if
Yeah,
it's good or
and
not.
well, all right, but sales do get a bump if it's a good game.
Listen, I
Of course
think
they do.
Madden
I think in
NFL is a good game that's been polished over a long time. I'm
we're not
not gonna
all right.
play it. I'm not
Fair.
gonna buy it
I
after like
You know
it's been.
what? You point proven. You got me there.
I
I think it's
think
a
Well,
solid
in
fair enough.
game with
hindsight, I
realistic.
probably would have bought an Arceus for $30 at most.
Mm.
I think it's a good polished game. It's just also not for me, since I've played multiple Madden games, and honestly,
Mm,
and sometimes there's just a team that's just OP that can just do whatever the fuck they want, and then that
it's very
also goes for
brave for you to
EA
describe that game as polished.
What game?
games. I
Arceus.
consider. No, I didn't say Arceus. I was just saying it's a good polished game, but just because it's a good polished game doesn't mean I want to play it.
For what game?
Or because people have told me that Madden is a good game, and
Oh, he's talking
that
about Madden
it's good
still.
and polished. Yeah, I'm still talking about Madden, and I'm
Oh.
saying that just because it's that doesn't mean that I want to play it. I don't think like word of mouth is the best way to like give get a game to sales. I mean, if it's not for me, it's not for me. Like Elden Ring isn't for people.
The top selling games of February: Legends Arceus at 1.5 million, Elden Ring at a few hundred thousand for the PS4, Elden Ring a few hundred thousand for the PS5. Ranbu Warriors, I don't know what that even is.
Blue.
Did you include Elden Ring for the PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series
Those
X?
aren't even on here.
Then that probably means that they're old statistics. Or not
Maybe.
really up to date.
Conversely, the digital only Xbox Series S. Oh wait, no, that's a different thing. Anyway, whatever. You are right. Sales do not determine if the game is good. It is all based on opinion.
And the audience and all that.
Although this is an interesting thing. Pokemon Legends Arceus had so 6.5 million. Oh, it sold a lot more than I thought. 1.4 million was just in February. It sold 6.5 million in its first week. Whew. meaning that the somewhat experimental new title is selling faster than the recent mainline games, according to Nintendo. Cool.
Then again, it's from a franchise called Pokemon as
That
compared
is
to
true.
From Software, which is a way, way more niche thing.
Very true. Very true. You make a good point. But again, as we've all both described, and I have given into, which is a very good point, sales do not mean the game is good necessarily. It helps. It does. It does mean that people are playing it and people are buying it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that people are always loving
Exactly. I
it.
bought the
So,
game, my brother bought the game, and we both couldn't really get that far.
oh, Ant didn't like it either.
Oh, he did not.
Ant is his brother. Hmm,
Yes. He
interesting.
just couldn't get through it.
All right. Well, I reluctantly give you, I very, very hesitantly, reluctantly give you the platform to talk about Arceus.
Okay.
I will do my best to not interrupt a lot, but I make no promises.
Okay, coming
So,
from a fan of a whole bunch of Pokemon games, like from Gen 4 onwards, including some spin-offs, and of course Gen 3, I did not enjoy Arceus. It really... just the way that things go, it's... I just didn't enjoy it. Okay, when you first start out, you have, like, no movement options. Then you unlock the deer, which... well, yeah, the deer... I'm just gonna call him the deer, because I don't really care. The deer... I guess Stantler, or whatever it's called. Yeah, he lets you travel faster, but you're still not allowed to go further. And honestly, my biggest problem with the game is it tries to emphasize stealth. It tries to emphasize stealth, and then it just ultimately makes it so that you can't do stealth sometimes. Like, Pokemon get aggroed and you can't throw Pokeballs normally. That's bullshit. You should be able to throw Pokeballs anytime, and there should always be a place to cover. A place to get behind cover, because there's usually tall grass that you can hide in the beginning area. Every other area, it kind of just stops. And they have like 360-degree cone of awareness, which is kind of bullshit. It should really just be in front of them.
but you can hear things that aren't in front of you.
Really, when you're crouched down moving incredibly slowly and there's barely any sound, you can hear that?
Well, animals have better sound hearing than a lot of humans.
Some do, some don't. And
But
it's pretty much...
a lot of animals that live in the wild have adapted their senses to do certainly things like that to avoid getting snuck up on.
so
Who
when I'm
knows?
moving,
Maybe you stepped
like...
on a branch that wasn't in the game.
yeah, I stepped on the 5-pixel branch that's in the game that's not viewable. And how about the fact that when you're hiding in the grass, they can't see you despite the fact that you can see yourself really, really clearly. And there's also the fact that they give you Pokeballs. They give you the Feather Balls, which are supposed to be, like, super far range, but they're not. They're not. If you shoot it from too far, like, say, you're perfect in aiming it, and it hits the Pokemon, but hey, you're too far because the game decided you're too far, it just doesn't allow you to capture it. That's the stuff that I find bullshit. And that's the stuff that drew me away. Not only that, but the Pokedex. I am so used to just having to catch one Pokemon for the Pokedex, and then calling that a day. But then it comes to the, oh, hey, you have to do a certain number of challenges, which are fine, but hey, if you want 100% complete the game, which means perfecting everything, you need to get the RNG bullshit that is catch 5 big Bidoof. What constitutes a big Bidoof? Well, the game surely doesn't show it. And it's just those small things add up to become a shitty experience, in my opinion. And I can understand why you like it. It's just, it's way too slow for me. It doesn't allow the freedom that I like. It basically says, hey, you're going to want to play the game that we want you to play, which includes just getting into like battles. And honestly, I much enjoy regular battles than I do the 5v1 that you have to do in Arceus. Like, I know you like it, I just don't.
Uh,
Do you
I
disagree
think
with
the five.
anything that I said?
I disagree with the last bit. I disagree with most of it, but I disagree
You can at
for
least see
like
where I'm coming from, right?
yeah. But what I disagree with like entirely is the last bit. Fighting multiple of the Pokemon at once makes it go by quicker because you can get more of the things done and
Are
without in the one battle.
when you're trying to catch one at once and then you have to fucking uh, you have to what I find annoying is that they still get their turn, which I hate, which means, hey, I only get one turn because I only have the one Pokemon. If there can be 5 wild Pokemon going against me, why can't I have 5 of my Pokemon going against them?
I see what you mean, but you throw out one into a world of five, so it wouldn't make sense for you to like that would be the one that gets caught. Like I don't know. Logically, it makes sense that it would be a 1v5 because you threw out one Pokemon.
Yes, but
Your argument should be you should be allowed to throw out multiple Pokemon at once, which you can, but I don't know if you can multiply battle. I don't know. I've never tried it.
you can't. I
Okay.
tried. You can throw out like what is it? You can throw out multiple Pokemon to get resources for you, but that's about it.
Okay. Again, I say that there are mistakes in this game. It's not flawless. I never said it was. Um,
Oh, and the
but
mistakes are a complete deal breaker for me.
I think that you know the mistakes are going to be learned from. I mean the um the new games coming out, Scarlet and Violet, are going to be in this style, and they have a great chance to improve a lot of things. And I'm
It's
excited.
it's way too close to the release of Arceus. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not going to buy it on release.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I mean, I don't know. I love it. I can understand why people of might not like it. I understand your reasons. I disagree, but I get it. I get where you're coming from. Um, so I don't know. It's the first game that ever gave me a reason to use multiple Pokemon outside of like my mainstay favorites. I mean, and it's the first game that ever gave me any reason to even attempt completing the Pokedex, let alone getting a living dex, which I did both of. So
I got a
I,
living dex in every other Pokemon game. I
I've
gave up
never
before
done
I
it.
even got to the point.
I've never done it. I've never had an interest. I never cared. Never felt like I had a reason to care. But this game made me want to. I just wanted to see them all, and I think that's says a lot, at least for me, anyway.
That's fair. I guess it caters more to you than it does to me.
I mean, yeah, clearly. Um, James, anything?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot. There, I think it looks neat. I haven't really gotten a chance to play it yet. It looks nice though.
Okay.
Um,
I kind of
it
more
looks
meant.
nice.
So I kind of more meant like, do you have another game?
Okay. We want to move on to the next thing. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean we've
we're
been talking
currently
about this for like.
playing Overwatch. I mean, mostly in the hype for Overwatch 2, but they're also doing a remix event as well. Going
Yeah,
through like
we're currently playing one event, which is Anniversary, which is PvE. I'd
No,
say.
the anniversary is allows you to play all the events from all the
Oh,
past events. We're
well,
playing
I
the
was gonna
archives event
mention.
right now, which is which allows for several missions for today, and it's gonna come back eventually in another rotation. Personally, this is like my favorite out of the events that we're playing right now.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Are you guys are playing Overwatch right now?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
That's fun.
Oh, it's
it is
incredibly
indeed
fun.
fun.
And PvE is probably the best aspect of this game
It
because
is.
they really suck with balancing. Like
Yeah,
they
balancing is
introduced
difficult.
Baptiste and Echo, and those are basically the only heroes that you see.
I mean, they're a frequent hero, yeah, because Baptiste keeps everyone immortal for a bit unless you target this thing,
He
and
basically has two
Echo
ults in one.
melts people really easy.
Yes.
He has a support ult that comes out basically every fucking couple of seconds, so hurts. Um, and Echo just melts people because she can. But
Yeah.
I mean, Overwatch 2 is coming out. Some balance changes will happen. Mostly due to this is a game they've been working on. Mostly they had to as soon as Echo dropped, basically they started working on Overwatch 2. They didn't really worry too much about balancing too much, except for small changes here and there. And overall, it wasn't super big changes. Not like in Overwatch 2, which they're going to change to 5 format, and so it's you know battles won't last too long, and some heroes will be a lot less melty for it.
I honestly just can't wait until
Hopefully it'll be
the
more fun.
unlimited PvE mode.
Yeah, I mean, Archives is basically the test of Overwatch's 2 PVE event, and these are old events now. Imagine what they've been working on for a bit, where it's even better, and there's actually better elements to it just besides what we're playing.
For those wondering why I'm not speaking, I've never played Overwatch.
And
It's
that's fair. It's not for
understandable.
everybody.
It is. It's not for
It's
everyone.
not for me.
Not everybody likes first-person shooters, despite what a majority of the market share would say.
Yeah, I don't like first-person shooters for the most part. I don't have a problem with the style. I love Metroid Prime, one of my favorite games. I love Doom Eternal, also one of my favorite games. First-person shooters. I don't have a problem with them. I have a problem with a lot of the mainline ones, just because they're all seeming to be either very similar or almost identical. And I don't know. I like variety. That's really what it comes down to me. But go
Yeah,
on.
that's fair.
I just wanted to let people know, but I'm not just ignoring you guys.
No, that's fine. You can't really talk about what you haven't experienced.
Exactly. I did send you guys a message that you should probably look at.
Joe, get to the drop. Get to the drop. Oh,
I like how we get to show our fans the little behind the scenes as we're literally in the middle of filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a group chat, everybody, where we discuss and talk about everything we're gonna do. We don't just come here, you know, random time and no plan and talk. We do plan for these things. What else are you guys doing with Overwatch? Is that really all you wanted to say, or it's only been like 5 minutes?
to talk about it as fun, and it's soon gonna get a new mode.
Cool. Do you want to talk about
I mean,
Overwatch 2?
I mean, not
It hasn't come out
exactly.
yet.
I mean, yeah, but no. Okay.
Nah, not really. I mean, a lot of streamers have been hyping it up for a while. Oh, I'm dead. I'm
I'm
dead
dead
again.
as
I
well.
got. We
Talk about the
kind of had to
competitive
get on that
side.
drop ship.
Talk about competitive Overwatch. I know you do it, James.
No.
Oh, it's
No.
pretty
Oh,
bad.
all right.
In
I
a
don't like
game,
talking about it because you can't crossplay in that. So I mean,
yeah, you can't
yeah,
crossplay with that.
you
You can
kind of get
crossplay with
stuck in it.
everything else, which is a recent development, like within the year. But that's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right.
it
Well,
helped out in all
I'm
the
really
markets.
trying to help you guys elaborate on Overwatch, and it's not working.
Yeah, I mean, the best part of the game is just not the main focus, or what
Oh,
shouldn't be the
I
main
mean, I
focus.
think I mean, the characters themselves are fun. They can use them in different ways, and that's what's fun.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of. I shouldn't finish that sentence.
Controversy around Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah, controversy,
No.
toxicity.
That was not where I was going.
No, you're gonna talk about all the stuff on Pornhub?
Oh my God! Wait, no. Yeah,
What?
that was exactly what I was gonna say.
Wow.
I was gonna
One
say
of
that
the things
there's a
Overwatch
lot
is
of.
just really popular in
I was
Pornhub.
gonna say I know there's a lot of R34 porn about Overwatch.
I don't
Yeah.
really like to think about it.
That was the joke I was gonna make. I like how that was the second thing that you guessed.
Well, because it's just as part of the community. It's just something that's
Is it?
associated with
Is
it.
it really?
Yeah,
Because as somebody who's not like involved in like I'm
I'm
not
gonna
saying
let
that
you
you have.
know it's one of the high. It's still one of the highest like
Oh
freaking
boy,
things on Pornhub,
as someone
and
as
that's
someone
one of the
who
reasons it's still alive, dude.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you can't do pornography if you have a girlfriend, but as someone with a girlfriend, I don't really have a need for it. So I don't really follow it, but I do kind of know, and that's why I was making the joke. I'm surprised it's that big of an impact, like that big of a factor in the community. That's really funny.
People be horny.
I mean, yeah,
People be
people be
horny,
horny.
and they made
Hmm.
really characters that are easy to make horny. So don't worry about it.
Even Hammond.
We don't talk about that
um,
shit.
Joey, did you have another game you want to talk about?
No, not really. Most of the other games that I've been playing have just
I
been
mean, you guys
puzzle
can talk about
games.
Kerbo.
We're gonna talk
Uh,
about Kerbo after the next break.
I've been
But
on
I
a
know
little break.
that's the hit game right now, and I wanted to save
You
it
can
for the
talk
end.
about it.
I mean, I'm
No,
only going to be
you can take.
available until 12, so
I
Oh,
mean, yeah, you should talk about it now then, since you got
oh, all
10
yeah,
right,
minutes.
Kirby.
he's the star of
Um,
the show.
Kirby.
He loves massive
Who's
hoes.
the name you should know?
Oh,
What? Well then, you didn't expect that from Kerbo.
that's why he's sucking. Um,
Oh no.
I
Oh
love
no.
Kirby in the Forgotten Kingdom. I think it's the best Kirby game I've ever played, and I've played a good few. I'm not a diehard Kirby fan. I played a lot of them, but a lot of them I played were I was very young. I played Dreamland. I played Superstar. I played Superstar Ultra. I played Squeak Squad. I played Nightmare and Dreamland. I played um, Amazing Mirror. I played a bunch. This is by far the best one that I've ever played. I love that it has a post game, which is pretty much unheard of in Kirby. Um,
Yeah, most of the time you're just done. Except Squeak Squad kind of had a post game.
a little bit, but not really. I like that there's not 50 different abilities. I like that they cut it down a bit. I think they cut it down a little too much, but with the ability to make each ability have a bunch of different abilities. Honestly, uh, I think that made up for it and was really neat. And it makes you think because you have less to choose from, so you have to really think about your strategy. I ended up using sword, hammer, and bomb for the most of the game. Um, I really liked when I was really struggling with a boss. I went hammer, like wild hammer, tried to get just a lot of damage quickly. I didn't really
Yep.
struggle with many bosses. Um, Line gave me trouble because I was never good with the no the shooter, but that was really it. Silly Do was hard the first try, and then I cleaned him up second try easily, but I figured him out. Goromondo was easy, um, but I liked them. They all had personality. They were all cool.
Hmm.
DDD's theme, best theme in Kirby right now, in my opinion. That song is amazing. Um, Goes real hard. I love it. Uh, I love Kirby's facial expressions. I love that he has a lot of animation. I love the 3D aspect. It works so well. It's so great. I love the little secrets. You know, it's so good. It's just so much fun. Anything to add, Joey?
Well, I mean, I 100% of the game, and it's it's a lot.
It
Like,
is.
yeah,
It's good though.
yeah, it's really good.
Mhm.
And honestly, I haven't had this much fun since like Triple Deluxe. I'd still say that Robobot is my favorite.
I never played it.
Oh, you're missing out.
I've been told. But I just this game made me a Kirby fan again, like a big Kirby fan again. And
Yeah.
I think it's done the same for a lot of people.
Yeah, because I played Star Allies and it was okay. Like
Yeah,
the base game, it's not really worth the $60 price tag, but after they added the DLC, it definitely is. But guess
it
what?
is
I lost interest before the DLC,
unfortunate.
and the DLC's free.
True. But they did free DLC, so that's always cool.
Yep.
Um, I mean, there's not much else I can say. The game's phenomenal. I mean, they knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easily going to be the most sold Kirby game. I don't think that's going to even be close. I don't think it's going to be close at all.
Yeah, it's a 3D platformer Kirby game. It's
It's gonna
really
smash.
good.
I think it's going to smash all of it.
Again, I also haven't played this one yet because I haven't gotten the chance to. Been busy lately, and I haven't even tried the demo for it. Honestly,
There's not much else I can say. I mean, it's just so good. You know, like I don't. I mean,
The regular game content, really good.
yeah, it's really
The
strong. A
post-game
lot of
content,
levels.
amazing. The music is
Yeah,
amazing.
the bosses were great. The graphics were phenomenal. It runs like butter.
Yeah.
No
Constant
lag. I
30
didn't get a single
FPS.
big. Yeah, shut up.
What? I'm being serious.
I know, but it's not 30.
No, it is.
Is
100%.
it?
It is.
I thought I was getting like 40, 50.
Um, at most, it's 45.
All right.
Though,
But still, that's not bad.
in the menus, it does get to 60, but that's it. In actual gameplay, it doesn't. But
All
hey,
right. Well,
constant 30 FPS for a Switch. That's pretty good.
that's pretty good.
Alright,
That's
fair
pretty
enough.
good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I love the opening theme. Like, there's a theme song. Like, it's just cool. Like, if you played the demo, you were still surprised at the beginning because they didn't give you everything. They didn't actually give you the first 3 levels. They gave you the first beginning, the first part of the level, and then the first boss.
Yeah, and that was really good.
Yeah, and they strategically did that, and so like when I got to the first actual level, and there was this opening cutscene of like him driving the car, and it's just like, oh, that's cool. There's a theme song. Like, it's just so much little things. You could tell so much love went into this game,
Oh,
and
it's great.
it's so good.
It's so great. It's
And
so cute.
yeah, it's great. I love Elflin, and it gets pretty hard at the end. Like the last boss was not easy. I mean, I won't say I won't. I mean, Forgo Elphilis was pretty difficult. I will say. Um, I did play the whole game on wild mode. I don't feel like there's any reason not to. Um,
Yeah. It's way too easy to not play on
I can
wild mode.
imagine, but like, it wasn't a cakewalk completely. A lot of it was. But a lot of it was also exploration and learning. And I didn't actually. A lot of games I hate backtracking, but like I didn't hate backtracking in this game to go because the levels were just so much fun.
Yeah.
So,
You see, the thing is, I had just gotten off of Elden Ring, so it was kind of a cakewalk for me, even in wild mode.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. Also, I want to know how many people beat this game without even knowing there was a dodge button, because I
Oh, no, I
guarantee
knew.
there's probably a lot of people that did. I didn't know there was a dodge button for about
Did you know
5
that
seconds.
there was a kick button, a
No,
slide?
wait, you didn't hear my finish.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a dodge button for about 5 seconds into the demo. Because that was like the first button that I hit.
Same.
So like I was dodging all up in place. I love it. I mean, I love the advanced abilities. I like that the little challenges with each one. I love mouthful mode. I think it's really cute.
Yeah.
And the ending, Big Truck Kirby, amazing, so much fun. Although fuck QuickTime events, even though they weren't that hard. Just like I hate games that add QuickTime events out of nowhere when there's been none in the entirety of the game. So, I don't know.
Yeah, but
It is what it is. That's really really nitpicky. And they're like, if that's the length that you have to go to find anything bad about a game, you know it's a good game. So, I give it a 9 out of 10 for a game, 10 out of 10 for a Kirby game, but 9 out of 10 for overall games. Simply because it was short. I beat it in about 11 hours.
yeah, it was pretty short. But I like the content that was there.
Yeah, of course.
And the only thing I would say is if you're expecting to be able to get like 100% completion and evolve all the abilities, you're gonna have to go through some grinding.
Yeah, of course. I think that goes without saying for any game you want 100%. So, I mean, I will admit openly that I got stuck as early as the first level with one of the Waddle Dees. The making the roses pop. I could only find 4 out of 5 for a long time.
Oh, I found
And
all of them.
I finally went back and it was the one where you have to sneak behind the side after opening a switch or something like that, and then because it fits so in with the background, it doesn't look like it's anything different. But yeah, like some of the puzzles are actually pretty difficult, pretty challenging, and I love that. I love that it's not like I love that it didn't just update Kirby into 3D. I love that it did new things as well.
Yeah.
And they worked. They all matched pretty well. Hopefully the next Kirby game is also 3D. Hopefully this stays.
I'd say I'd like it if they
Or
do
they did both.
Yeah.
Or they did both.
Though both in like 2D games in the quality of Triple Deluxe and Robobot, because Star Allies, it was kind of lackluster for the beginning.
I haven't played a Kirby game, to be honest, since I haven't fully played a Kirby game since Epic Yarn.
Epic
That's
Yarn's
been a
pretty
bit.
good.
Epic Yarn is pretty good. But I loved this game, and it was worth every penny for me. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. It was just really good. I think you should all buy it. I think
I know I
everybody.
did. It was worth
Yeah.
the full price.
Yep. And that's saying something because Joey usually doesn't say that about any game.
I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, but you usually don't like full price.
That's just because of my brother, because he always tries to get games lower than the full price. And
Well,
I've
that's
just
fair.
been trying to save money that way, because I
That's
didn't have a
fair.
job until now.
True.
So other than that, it's a really good game. And so are kind of the other ones that we talked about, for the most part.
Yeah,
I'm not going
I
to
mean-
say Arceus was a bad game. It was definitely not. I'm just saying I didn't enjoy it.
that's fair, and that's a very thing of you to say. I appreciate that.
Yeah, some of these games
Sekiro
are
was a
for
good
everything.
game. Sekiro was a good game that I just personally thought was too easy and did not live up to the hype.
And that's fair. Sometimes games are just like that. I try to play
Yeah.
CSGO, and it's just like, I can't get into it.
Boring.
It's incredibly boring. It needs some spice.
It's so boring.
That's why I play
Right.
TF2 and Overwatch, because they have the class-based system, which I want to be able to heal my allies the whole time. I want to be able to shield my allies the whole time. And they don't really let you do that. It's kind of just point, shoot. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a separate objective besides just shoot people, please.
Yes, and I don't just want assault rifles. I don't just want things that shoot bullets. Give me things that
Yeah,
are
exactly.
unique, like a knife that you can backstab people with, or
Or
uh,
like a
A gun
pistol
that
that like
heals
never
people.
runs out of bullets.
yes, a gun with a stream that heals people, a
Give me a
crossbow that
laser
heals
beam.
A
people.
hook shot. A hook
Yes,
shot.
I want to be able
exactly.
to dash through people. I want a giant sword.
There are TF2 games, or there's a TF2 game mode where you can just, yeah, you can just have a grappling hook, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I love grappling hooks.
I want to be able
Grappling
to
hooks are
play
great.
a weird ball game in one of those games.
Exactly.
Um, so the next podcast will probably be 2 weeks. I graduate college in a little under a month. So once I finish graduating after, so probably about halfway through May, we will be trying to go to a 1 week schedule instead of this 2 week. We'll try. We're not going to promise anything, but we'll try. We all want to. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and
So
schedule.
yeah, exactly. Bear with us. We love that some of you are still watching this. You know, we love making it. We're gonna keep making it, whether or not we get 1 view, 1,000 views, 1,000,000 views. We're just gonna keep going. We love it. It's something for us to do as nerds. So, thank you for watching. Support Ukraine. Um,
Yeah, indeed. Still do that.
so yeah, keep supporting Ukraine. They're going through a lot. That's about as political as we'll get. But support Ukraine. Love your mom.
Love your dad
And
also, because
Yes.
we can't
don't play
exclude dads
Sonic
too.
Boom. So that's pretty much all I got to say.
Watch the new Sonic movie that's coming out.
Oh yeah,
Whoever
see the Sonic movie. It's pretty good. It's gonna be good.
See Sonic 2.
whoever
Sick.
gave you love in your life, reciprocate that.
Your grandma,
Yeah.
your grandpa, your uncle, your auntie, your adopted parents, frickin'
Yeah, whoever.
Everyone.
your dog, your
Uh,
cat, goldfish,
Goldfish.
cousin twice removed.
Your pet Rock.
Cousin 5,000% removed.
I love Rock.
That one friend that you have in gym class, it's really just a bud.
Exactly. Anybody.
I thought you said what?
No, I said a bud.
I know, but
Honestly, they could just be a butt and you'd still like them.
yeah.
Your
All right,
friends,
guys.
honestly, your friends, yeah.
It's late here. This was games that we all are playing right now. Next episode is probably going to be the sequel to indie games that we talked about because there's just so many.
Mhm.
If not, obviously you'll know when the episode comes out. But yeah, as always, I've been Mike.
I've been James.
And I've been Joey.
We will see you next time. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks for sticking with us. See you.
See ya.